Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Well, I have some tips to give you, some quick tips about speaking better. But just before we get to those, I want to tell you about something very strange which happened yesterday. If you heard my podcast of yesterday, you would know that I was at a museum. So while I was in this museum, a man approached me and he said, "Oh, Joseph, well, blow me down. I haven't seen you for years." Blow me down means, "Oh, I'm so surprised." We say it a lot if we're given information we didn't know, if we're taken by surprise, if we meet someone we haven't seen for a long time. For example, "Whoa, blow me down. I didn't know that." Yeah. Or if there's news which is exciting, for example, "Whoa, blow me down. I had no idea that was about to happen." So this man approached me and he said, "Well, blow me down. It's Joseph. I haven't seen you for years." And of course, I'm the typical British polite gentleman, so I couldn't ask him to tell me who he was. I couldn't say, "I'm sorry, I don't remember you." I just looked at him and I'm trying to work out where I know him from. And he said, "You know, my wife just mentioned last week, she said, Bill, you really should try to contact our old friend Joseph." And I thought, Bill. And I said out loud, "Okay, yeah, Bill, uh-huh." And he said, and then Bill replied to my wife, "Yes, I really should go on to Google and find him." And I thought, oh no, his name's not Bill. That must be another family member. And he continued talking, and then the next thing he said was, "So my wife just turned around and said, 'Mark, can you find Joseph?'" And I thought, "Mark, okay, so Mark, yeah, uh-huh." And I said the name out loud, and he looked at me and he's nodding, and I thought, okay, his name is Mark then. And then in that moment, he replied and said, and Mark just turned around to my wife and said, "Yeah, I'll definitely try to see if Joseph's on the internet." And I thought, darn, it's not Bill, it's not Mark. That's obviously the two sons, So who's this guy I'm talking to? And then the story continued, and he said, "So my wife turned to me and said, 'Anthony, maybe you'll meet him casually in the streets.'" And I thought, aha, Anthony, yes, Anthony, of course, yes, Anthony. And I affirmed his name this time, realizing that Anthony was this guy's name. But I still didn't know where I knew him from. And he said, "Do you remember those fun times we had growing up?" And I thought, really? Fun times? He doesn't exactly look like the life and soul of the party, married with two kids. And I said to him, "Well, you know, my memory is not so good these days." And he joked and said, "Yeah, when you get to our age." Well, I didn't appreciate the joke very much, but anyway, yeah, So I said, "Yeah, I don't really remember so much from our days." And he said, "Well, do you remember the time our mothers took driving lessons?" And at that point, I realized who he is. Yeah, so his name is Anthony. I still not 100% sure of his surname, but he used to live around the corner from me when I was a very, very young man, which wasn't so long ago, I have to say. So yeah, that was my story. It was a little bit strange. This is the joy of being British. You can't just say how you feel or ask questions, you know. You have to go on this big long dance. Anyway, tips to help you speak better. Well, one major tip, of course, is breathing. Most of us as adults, we don't breathe out properly. We breathe in, and then we hold all the information and let the air out very slowly and gradually because we're afraid. And that is not the way to breathe out. You should be breathing out with each sentence. My name is Joseph and I'm an English teacher. I'm here to help you with your English and I will only breathe again when I've run out of breath. And then you do the same again. Deep breath in and then you push it out. There we are. So very good, very good. That is almost certainly our Achilles heel, not breathing properly. So breathing in is very good and breathing out also is very good. Excellent work. The next thing, of course, is intonation, because you don't want to speak like this, like a robot. It sounds more like something you would hear from a choir boy at the Vatican, isn't it? Do, 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 do. You know, the way they recite in Latin with very flat voices. So you need to add in some intonation. Going up is a good place to begin. My name is Joseph and I'm an English teacher. So up, down, with every word or part of the phrase. And as you come to an end, bring your voice down. There we are. So intonation and breathing are the two biggest things. And if you're not sure how to do that, just take the lead by shadowing more and following people's shadowing more. That's it from me. I hope to see you again soon. Take care and goodbye.